with great player. So Brock Purdy being the last guy taken in a draft and getting to a Super Bowl, that's a Disney movie. Don't hand him a great contract because he's a great story. And last year, Christian McCaffrey gets dinged up. Brandon Ayuk is out. Trent Williams is hurt. Little ice on the road, and his car was spinning out of control. Suddenly he had 12 picks, fourth in the league. So last year against playoff teams, 1-6. 1-6. 9 touchdowns, 10 picks, 18.9 points a game. So, again, Dak Prescott was a great story. He got a great contract, and Dallas has been irrelevant since. I like Brock Purdy. But, again, the minute there was a little ice on the road, can you drive in bad weather? Can you drive on icy roads? Because that's what November, December, January football is in the NFL. I would give him a contract. I think he's a good kid. I think his superpower, J-Mac talked about this yesterday, I think above the shoulders, the kid is really quick. I think cognitively, he's a really bright kid, and he gets it really quick. But listen, Andy Reid and Mahomes, once they paid Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid and Mahomes have struggled the last 2 years to score points. Okay? That's what happens when you pay the quarterback. You're going to have to make big-time decisions. And I'll just throw this out there. The NFC West. So who's your biggest rival if you're the Niners, J-Mac? It's the Rams. Okay, the Rams defense is good, bordering on excellent, young, and getting better. Seattle and Arizona, with defensive coaches, both their defenses moved up dramatically last year. Arizona was bottom of the league. Now they're middle of the pack. So look, my take is the NFC West has become a very good defensive division. And if the Rams are your rival, and we know Brock Purdy's not Stafford the talent, good luck against that Rams defense, because it is going to be the next Eagles defense. It is that good. If they land a good corner in the first or third round, they don't have a second-round pick, watch out. They're about a corner away from being even better. So I'll just say, last year was a real year for Brock Purdy. Like, he didn't have all his weapons. He had some of them. Kittle was great. Kittle was outstanding. Deebo Samuel was there. Shanahan's a brilliant play designer, play caller. You had some weapons, but they were 1-6 against playoff teams. They ate against bad teams. They scored 28 a game against non-playoff teams. They scored, 19 a game against playoff teams. And not only did he have 12 picks, some of them were ugly. Like more than a few were, what are we doing here? Here's John Lynch on the discussion on the contract they're already talking.
We have started negotiations. We're talking. I won't go into negotiations like always is our stance. Want Brock to be our quarterback as long as we're here and beyond, and we'll leave it at that. I think the final thing, there's no guarantees that we get something done, but my experience has been when both sides are motivated, there's ample opportunity to do so.
I mean, there's 3 quarterbacks in this league that win regardless of what's around them. Lamar, Josh, and Patrick. It just doesn't matter. Herbert's good, but he needs the right coach. Right? Herbert's good. Needs the right coach. Joe Burrow's great. Needs a better offensive line and a better defense. There's 3 guys in this league that you can pay a ton of money to, and they're still going to win 75% of their games. Lamar, Josh, and Patrick. That's it. So I'm just throwing it out there. I know old J-Mac, give the bag to everybody over here, is just throwing them around like they're Jolly Ranchers, just throwing those bills around, those C-notes around. You got to be careful. Even you would acknowledge, once you pay the quarterback, you're going to have to – you can't keep all the players.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you did some cherry picking with the stats against playoff teams. Oh, no Christian McCaffrey, no Brandon Ayuk. He's missing half his team. Like, yeah, he had a couple bad games, but your dislike for Purdy really is something.
It's not dislike.
You know what it comes back to, audience? This is real talk. That he was the dead last pick in the draft. If Brock Purdy was like the last pick in the first round, Cowherd would be giving him chances. Everybody would. People are out on him because he was not an early pick. He has proven more to you as a starter, has he not?
I am
with the
not.
Niners, that he's an elite quarterback in this league.
He's not an elite quarterback. I am not out on him. I've never been out on Dak. I am out on paying Dak $60 million a year. I'm not out on Brock Purdy. I don't think you should pay him early. I'd let the contract run.
50. How's 50?
Nope.
45.
We can talk about that.
Okay, what's your alternative?
But
If
remember,
he says no thanks, I'm going to test the market.
Okay, good luck. Good luck with that. All right, good luck. Go ahead. I'm just saying, this is not Saquon Barkley going from the Giants to the Eagles. If he went to Seattle with a defensive coach, he's not the same player.
Okay, who would you rather take if you were the Colts, Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold?
If I'm the Colts,
yeah.
Well, you're going to have to pay, according to the agent here, more for Purdy. And Darnold's a much better athlete with a better arm.
Oh, what? You think Darnold is a better quarterback than right now than Brock Purdy?
Well, he's a much better athlete with a much better arm. That's all I'm saying. I'm just talking about traits as a quarterback. Steve Sarkisian. We get him a couple times a year. Love having him on the show. 5th year at Texas football coach.
Remember, there were a lot of rumors about drama with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. They had like a fractured relationship. Brandon Graham had said something on a radio show in December saying that their interactions had changed, and then there was an apology. But it doesn't seem to matter because Philly whooped the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Brown addressed their relationship on a recent podcast.
I'll be sitting up here lying to you that if we never had any issues. Like, you know, we two guys, two alphas who wants to be the best and demand greatness from each other and everyone around us. So some reports are true, some reports aren't true. But me and him good, man. And, you know, we just want to be great. And like I said, we push each other and you know, sometimes, you know, we bump heads, but you know, that's normal, you know, and don't nobody sweat it.
Yeah, I'm about over chatty wide receivers calling out quarterbacks. Like, let's be honest about this team with Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley in that O-line. You could move off A.J. Brown. He's very, very good.
Oh, no, he's excellent.
No, I love him. I love DK
move
Metcalf.
off.
Seattle could move off him. I think.
Well, wait, Seattle hasn't won anything with Metcalf. This guy is instrumental to winning.
He's very, very good player, but I think wide receiver is Buffalo proved it. I mean, Kansas City proved it.
Buffalo hasn't won anything. KC has Patrick Mahomes. Like, you're willing to move off A.J. Brown right now? Or at
no,
the
I'm saying they have to move off players. Howie Roseman has come out in the last 48 hours and said it's going to be interesting. It's going to be just be patient with us. They've got to move off a couple of big pieces. Are you going to pay a linebacker? Are you going to pay that linebacker big money?
No, you can find a linebacker. You can't find an A.J. Brown.
No, but I can find 80% of A.J. Brown. I'm
They're
over.
so well built because Devonta Smith is amazing against zones. And if you go, man, nobody can guard A.J. Brown. You saw him cook McDuffie in the Super Bowl. Like, I don't want to say unguardable, but he's definitely a top 5 receiver.
I'm not doubting that, but I will tell you, is December and January, deep threats do not have the impact that they do early. This Philadelphia team's soul is that offensive line, that quarterback, and that running back. So if Saquon Barkley, who's like all class, would never call out a quarterback, ever under any circumstances. If he did, I'd swallow hard and deal with it. I'm not this. If I don't want to hear this stuff, I would call him in right now and say, "You're not talking about the quarterback publicly, or we're going to move you to Jacksonville."
But before you say that, I think you should go to Mike Vrabel and be like, "Hey, how was life before and after A.J. Brown in Tennessee? How'd that work out?" Because apparently all the reports say Vrabel was crestfallen.
Yeah, but Tennessee didn't have anybody else. They've always been receiver light.
Well, they had Derrick Henry and Tannehill. They were their number 1 seed in the AFC one year.
You're comparing that Tennessee team to this Philadelphia roster? I would sit A.J. Brown. I'd say, first and last warning, we don't talk about our quarterback publicly. We're not doing that. The soul of this team is the GM, the O-line, Saquon, and Jalen.
How do you think a grown man who's wealthy and talented is going to take that?
How's he going to take being traded to Jacksonville? I'm sorry. Philadelphia, the one thing that's going to unravel this thing is chatter.
Would that be like if you came to me and said, J-Mac, no more Austin Reeves love on this show. You can't do it anymore. We're going to ship you.
If I had a better O-line, I would. I'd ship you to the Bravo Network.
Oh, damn. Next story is a Pittsburgh